Hi everybody, Jake here. Welcome to the video, welcome to the channel if you're new. We're back with another episode of It's Coming Rome, this series where we try to take Lazio to Champions League glory, and we've got a pretty big test today. This is the second episode of Season 2, and yeah, it's a pretty big match, as I did mention. We're playing Chelsea away from home in the Champions Cup group stage now. Realistically, we're already through in the Champions League, I think. We should be fine. If we win this game, we definitely will be. Even if we lost our last two games, there's a good argument that we'd still qualify. Someone else would probably slip up somewhere. But a win against Chelsea here would not only secure us a place in the next stage of the Champions League, but actually obviously qualify us as first place in our group, which will mean a lot in terms of hopefully getting further than just a round of 16 because we can get an easier team, blah, 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 blah. You know how the Champions League works. So a very big episode today. Hopefully we can get off to another good start in the Champions League this season, like last season where we got a random run into the really late stages of the Champions League, which was great against Manchester City in the semi-final. If we can get anywhere near that again, I'd be very happy. And I'm fairly confident we might actually do it because our team is playing amazingly both in the league as well as the new signings we've brought in. There's been a few more sprinkled in here and there as well, which I'll talk about after the Marcus Antonio blunder of the last episode. If you want to see that, go into the last episode and check it out, and I'm going to explain what I've done to try and help the situation. I haven't fixed it, but I've tried to help it. So plenty to get into today. Again, I just want to say a massive thank you to you guys because at the time of recording, we might have hit it, we might be about to hit it. Hopefully, if any of you are watching and you haven't already, if you could hit the subscribe button and help us reach that 3,000 target, that would be amazing because 3,000 has been my target for so long. And I just want to say a big thank you to you guys we're inevitably going to get there. So yeah, just thank you for everything. I can't believe that we're actually at this stage on the channel. Maybe at this end of FM22, we'll be talking about 5,000. Maybe 10,000, it won't be 10,000, but you can always dream. I didn't expect to be anywhere near 3,000 by the end of FM21, so yeah, it really does mean a lot to me, guys, that you're showing support on the channel, and I've got plenty coming, and yeah, I'll explain in the video actually what I'm thinking about doing in the future, because you guys can let me know what you think about that for the channel going forward. So yeah, Lazio, we're doing very well, and we did bring in some extra players, so I'll talk about that now, and we'll first cover the Marcus Antonio situation. So, as you can see, he is unregistered. Now, I looked into it, and I believe, and with the help of some of you guys in the comments, we figured out that the reason, even though we only signed two non-EU players, which should be fine because we were allowed to sign two non-EU players, I reckon some of the people that came back from loan that I hadn't actually loaned out, but were already loaned out when you start the save, I think a few of them might actually have been non-EU. So when they came back, even though they were already part of the club and we sold them on, I think they maybe filled up some non-EU spaces and that caused it to mess up. I don't know, but I'm hoping Marcus Antonio, as soon as the next season starts, can basically be obviously a key player. He's a world-class midfielder and he's not even played a single game for us yet, which is really annoying. As you can see, his fitness, sharpness has all taken a decline, but thankfully his attributes haven't gone anywhere just yet. He's still been playing for Brazil. I tried to loan him out, no one wanted him because he just joined us. I'm hoping when we get to the January transfer window, I can loan him out for the second half of that season, wherever it may be, just to get him playing. I even tried to send him to one of our affiliates, but of course they're no good and he didn't want to join them. So Marcus Antonio hasn't been playing, and that means we only had three central midfielders. I mean, you can count Parolo, I guess, but Parolo, very old. We needed someone else in there to help out. Parolo's pretty much just around as a mentor nowadays. So we brought in Sandro Tonali. He was at Brescia. We got him for only £22 million, and I think I know he might not have the highest average match rating out of anyone at the club, but I think he's been our best player this season so far, alongside someone else that we'll talk about in a minute. When he has played, he's looked really good, even though he's not necessarily suited particularly to the Mazzara or box to box. He's definitely a deep line playmaker. We've been using him in both of them roles and he's done fine on either side. Actually played better than Castrovilli, better than SMS in my opinion too. So Tonali has been a great signing, as he always is in Football Manager. But the player who's really stood out, he has the highest average match rating with anyone at the club right now. It's 19-year-old Nuno Mendes, who at the time of recording on deadline day is about to join Manchester City alongside Mariba's moved, and who else has moved? Another Wonderkid moved. I can't remember. But all the Wonderkids have been snapped up. It's actually quite annoying. Who are we going to sign in FM22? I don't know. But as you can see, he's had a stormer of a start to his career here at Lazio. 11 appearances in the league with 3 assists and 3 player of the match rewards and a 7.34 average match rate. And on top of that, he has got assists extra in the cup, I believe. In the European competition, should I say. 1 goal and 2 assists in 2 matches there, so he's doing brilliantly. Very happy with Nuno Mendes. I think the money that we paid for him is 100% worth it. We're going to get double, triple that if he was ever to leave the club. So yeah, everyone's playing brilliantly. The club's doing fine. We've had a few appearances for this guy, Paolo Gozzi, which I didn't expect. We brought him in for free, and he's not a bad player at all. Not a bad ball-playing defender on the left as an option to use every now and then. So very happy with him. And the league has gone pretty well so far. We're not running away with it yet, but we're where I want us to be. We're still unbeaten. Apparently, I didn't even know that until now. But we're where I want us to be, which is near the top. We've drawn a few games that we probably shouldn't have done. But I think if we see out this early form from Inter Milan, Juventus and Napoli, even though it's really just Inter Milan who have been close to us in recent time, if we can keep them nearby, I reckon by 20, 30 games they start to fall off like last year, and we should hopefully have the title in the bag. In terms of how we've been playing, it's not been amazing. It's not been rubbish either. As you can see, we had a good start to the season. You watched that match against Crotone where we won 2-0. Then we beat Roma away 4-2. Chievo at home, 1-0. Chelsea at home, and I thought, right, this is brilliant. We've got this. But then we started to get a few silly draws against clubs that we probably shouldn't have done. Olympiacos, Reggiana, Juventus at home isn't the worst, but I think we should have beat them. Inter Milan, we just scraped past. Then we had a good win against Atalanta, and I thought, okay, everything's fixed again. But you can see there's a few just like nitpicky results where, yes, we didn't lose, it's fine, but I just need to see us scoring and winning, which has been our main problem. And a very funny match happened, the one before this, Parma. I've only just finished that match. Shout out TJ Mounty from the Discord, because I know that you have a series going with Parma, so yeah, we absolutely smashed them, although it might not be what it looks like, because it was 0-0 until the 86th minute, and the game finished 5-1. Loads of goals in extra time I didn't even see half of them. I kind of looked away thinking the game was over, came back and it was 5-1, so yeah, we did pretty well against Parma there in the end. We eventually got the goals. That was with a rotation team too, might I add. But yeah, we've got Chelsea today in the Champions League. They are doing okay. They're fourth in the Premier League. It's Chelsea. What do you expect? We should, I hope, draw against them away. I'm not sure if we'll win, but I just want to point off them. That'll do me. They haven't been that great in the Champions League, so a win wouldn't surprise me too much either. We'll see how we get on, and then this Olympiacos game we can just run out with the B team, because hopefully we'll already have qualified in first place. As you can see, Tonali has 6 assists already this season across all competitions. Immobile, whilst he's not finding the form that he did last season just yet, he's still scoring pretty much a goal a game in the league and scoring otherwise too. So very happy with Immobile, very happy with the team's performance so far. The Antonio situation is probably the only outlying thing that I'm worried about. But I will add that if you actually look at our three midfielders, Milinkovic-Savic, world class. Marcos Antonio, you saw, is world class. Sandro Tonali is an elite midfielder, and then you might not even think it, but Castrovilli is a world class midfielder as well, according to the media. So we've got a very good midfield there, a very good strike force. Shakin Korea has been playing well too recently. Dani Olmo's been good for us since he's came in. Spent quite a lot of money on him, but I think it's been pretty much worth it so far. He's done nothing wrong, so a great team building here, and that leads us on to today's match against Chelsea. Okay, so the team we're going for today is this, and I think this team is really turning into a good one. We've got a mix of youth and some older heads in here too, and I'm actually going to talk about one player as well who I think is a bit underrated, but we're going for Strakosha in goal with Ahmed Hodzic, Luis Felipe and Acerbi at centre-backs with Lazzari and Nuno Mendes in wing-backs. I once saw someone say in the comments after we signed Dumfries in the last video that Dumfries should be starting over Lazzari. I can see why you might think that. Dumfries is great. I don't think you're giving Lazzari enough credit though. Look at how good this guy is for the position that we're playing him in. If we highlight the roles that he is using, so wing-back, support it is, not defend, support. Crossing, brilliant. Dribbling, brilliant. First touch, great. He can defend too. On top of that, he's got good technique, good passing, but it's his physicals that really set him apart from anybody else in this position, arguably in the world. The fact that he's so quick and how important pace is in the match engine currently really helps him out, so he is criminally underrated in my opinion. We've got Tonali and Milinkovic-Savic in midfield. As you can see, Tonali starting to take over, in my mind, as the starting Metsala alongside Milinkovic-Savic over Castrovilli, but that'll probably change game to game depending on who's more fit. We've got Dani Olmo with Immobile and Edouard as the front two. So yeah, let's get straight into the game, hopefully beat Chelsea, see how we get on, and then we'll be into the Champions League knockout stages, pretty much guaranteed no matter what happens anyway, and that's where the fun really begins. Okay, we are off here in the game, and yeah, like I said earlier at the start of the video, big thank you for your support on the series so far and the channel as a whole. But if we could try and hit 75 likes on today's video, if you want to hit that like button, that would really mean a lot. It does help pushing these videos out to as many people as possible. And I did also look, and 40% of you guys watching the last video at least weren't subscribed to the channel, which is a big chunk of you. If that chunk of you, even if only 10% of that chunk subscribed, it's a massive boost in terms of my subscribers. and it would really mean a lot to me to see the support on the channel. So if you've been watching and you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so. And Milinkovic-Savic must think the same thing, because he scored as soon as I said it. Instead of smashing the subscribe button, he smashed a header into the back of the net. It's Dani Olmo replacing Luis Alberto on set pieces. He crossed it in, and SMS headed it in powerfully at the near post. It's what we've been trying to do for a long while. Hasn't quite worked in the first season, but in the second season, he's really getting in there and getting them headers off at the near post though. But Chelsea have one for themselves. Hudson-Odoi is on the ball from a corner. He's going to drive it into the box to Thiago Silva. Hopefully we can see this out though. Do drop a comment if you think we're going to win this match. Drop a comment where you think we might get in the Champions League this season. And once this highlight's over, I'm going to talk about potentially what we're going to do on the channel going forward. Great save from Strakosha there, and that is going to lead to another Chelsea corner. But yeah, obviously this is ideally, as long as it doesn't stop in the next episode somehow and something goes wrong, I hope that we'll finish this save a little bit before the start of FM22, so this will hopefully be done within a month or so. Let's say it was. I reckon it'll be done by the start of FM22. I really hope it will anyway, because if it doesn't, we'll have to start on FM22 videos. But the plan is, when FM22 comes out, I'll be running a beta save, which will be an easier, not easy, but you know, like we did Chelsea last year. It was an easier job to win the Champions League with Chelsea than it was Lille, because that's a longer term save. So we'll pick a team like that just to do a quick beta save. I'll try and put out 3 videos a week. Now, 3 videos a week is a lot in terms of my schedule of how often I can make videos, because you've got to bear in mind, have a job, have a life. On top of that, I make videos for FM Scout too, so it's not even just they're the only videos I'm making. I'll probably have to make double that amount of FM Scout videos a week, so it's going to be a lot. So no guarantees, but that's what I want to do. And I've also seen a few people like Omega Luke's done a few. Hood Gaming's done some as well. I've worked with Hood Gaming in the past, and Omega Luke was on the FM Scout channel before I was, and has regularly done guest appearances. Both great guys, and they've been making like rebuild kind of videos, which I've watched FIFA versions of, and now that I've watched FM versions of it, I kind of want to do it. So basically it's just a single video where it might be 40 minutes long, and they just simulate and they basically make transfers to try and take a team to a target within a few seasons or whatever it is. I think that'd be quite fun, and if I do decide to do that, and I do enjoy the process of doing one, I'll record it, and maybe, you know, every 2 weeks, every week, we'll have a rebuild where we try and take, I've seen them do Celtic, Arsenal, that kind of thing. We do similar, you know, rebuilding Barcelona on FM22, whatever it may be, AC Milan, then maybe going a bit more out there and trying to, you know, do whatever it is. I think it could be good fun. Maybe we'll take like Nottingham Forest to the Champions League through simulating, but making transfers to make the team better. It could be quite fun. Let me know if you'd like to see that. I think they're really good videos. I've also, I noticed they're doing really well on YouTube as well, which is obviously something I'd like to see on my own channel, but that isn't the be-all and end-all. That's just something I think that could be quite cool to do. So let me know what you'd think about them. And if you want an idea, everyone do check out those guys' channels. They both make really great content, so if you want to check that out, do so too. I know RDF Tactics does them as well. I worked with him really early on in the FM Scout channel, and he helped me a lot in terms of how I make my videos, and it's really nice to see him doing well now with sponsorships and blah-de-blah. So yeah, check them guys out. I think a rebuild could be quite fun on our channel, so we'll see if we want to do that here in the future. But here we are, 68 minutes into today's game. Not too much has happened. We've scored from a set piece. That's pretty much it, which is quite annoying because we do play really well off camera, and like you can really see how the tactic works with the wing backs and the formation and everyone getting involved, but it doesn't seem to come to fruition all that often in these videos, I guess because you're seeing us play the best teams in the world where we have to take a little more into account and we can't just play our own game. But 68 minutes in, we've got 3 subs to make. Makes sense to take off Tonali and Mendes because they're getting tired. Menino, and we have no one on the bench, do we? Let's think, Jake. Can Menino play there? Menino cannot play there. I guess we just go for Paolo Gossi. No, he can't even do it. Right, that's quite worrying. Who's our Anthony Robinson? I didn't put him on the bench. Okay, let's get Edouard off as well for Correa. And I might just have to trust Gossi to do it. He could do a fine job out there, couldn't he? He's quick. He might not be able to cross. He'll be fine. It's only Chelsea after all. The club I support and Champions League winners Chelsea. He'll be fine. Let's go with them subs and see what happens. I mean, he's got a bit of a trial by fire on that side actually, because it's Hakim Ziyech on him, who is definitely very good in Football Manager. And straight away we've got a highlight in the game with Chelsea on the ball. You're about to see my awful tactical planning. Ziyech has just played the pass to Werner that's going to cause this. Oof, of course, Timo Werner's missed. I actually love Timo Werner. Let me know what you think of him in the comments. Was he harshly done in the first season at Chelsea? I think people probably are right in criticising the fact that he didn't score enough goals because he did miss plenty of chances. But in that first few weeks of the season, first few months should I say, he was amazing. And I still think towards the end of the season, he was doing things that people weren't recognising. I think the Champions League final, we wouldn't have scored that Kai Havertz goal if it wasn't for the amazing runs of Timo Werner and the fact that he might never score a goal again, but defences are still going to be scared of his pace and what he can do in that regard. So yes, he might not have scored goals, but I thought he was really good for Chelsea. And there was a point where this channel was a Chelsea channel. If you go back a little bit, we were making videos when I kind of got bored of Football Manager for a little bit. I went to making Chelsea videos, and I made plenty of stuff about that where I just sat in front of a camera on my bed talking for 10 minutes. Please don't go that far back on the channel to look at that, though. There is some awful stuff back then. But yeah, I've said before, oh my word. Well, I said you don't get to see too much in videos, and I said he was underrated. What a goal that was from Lasari. Gossi on that left wing back position, playing in the cross with his 4 crossing or whatever he was he had. And then Lasari, what a goal. That's got to be one of the best goals I've done in a channel video where it's actually happened live. That kind of stunned me when he scored that, and that should be game. We might not have played that well and not had that much XG, but we're 2-0 up here against Chelsea. Goes to show that we're really playing with spirit and fight. The fact that we might not be the best team in the match and then we go and score another one. It is offside, but yeah, we're doing awesome. Wow, yeah, we are doing really well. But I was just talking about the old videos on the channel. I think my content's came a long way since then. I think it gets better every series I do. But I've mentioned this in a previous video. I still think in terms of my evolution as a YouTuber, I'm on stage 1 out of 10. I still think I can do so much more, and there is stuff I'm planning to do in the future to really elevate the channel and how things look. But I'll always ask you guys, no one ever does it, but do let me know what you don't like about the videos and what I could change. And I don't mean in terms of actual in-game, using tactics, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I mean in terms of how I present the video. Is there a way that you'd like to see it better laid out? Do you want the camera to change, the lighting to change, whatever it may be? Do let me know, because that will really help me out in knowing what's wrong with my content. Because if I watch something so many times, I mean, I record and edit videos pretty much daily, and it just gets to a point where you're just looking at the same thing and you can't recognize what's good and what's bad about it anymore. So do let me know if you know anything that I can do to improve these videos. I'm not saying they're at a bad level right now, it's just that I'd always like to improve them. But that has mean we have qualified in first place with that match against Chelsea, that win in the bag. Chelsea might not even qualify out of the group. They should do against Midtjylland, assuming we get 3 points off Olympiacos. But we've done pretty well in this group, and if we can have a look at who might have already gone through. Okay, here we go. So teams we could potentially play are Bayer Leverkusen, one of Ajax or Bayern Munich, one of Real Madrid or Juventus, one of Atletico Madrid, Zenit or FC Köln. PSV are in there. Okay, I definitely fancy our chances of getting not just into the next round, which we already are, of course, but I mean getting past that into the quarterfinals. I think we could definitely do that, because there's not many of these second seed teams that I'd be super scared of, maybe 1 or 2, but the others I think we should be perfectly fine against. So we've done really well there. Great game. You got to see an amazing goal too. Well done, Mendes. He had a great game, but I don't know why they're not talking about Lasari as probably one of the best goal scorers I've ever seen. He's so good at doing that from the right side, and I guess you'll next see us, like I say, in the knockout stages of the Champions League, which is usually after the January transfer window, so we'll have something to talk about there, and there are quite a few of our players. Whether this interest will result in anything is another question, but the likes of Louis Felipe has been interested in recent times from Dortmund, Tottenham, and now apparently Man U. SMS has been linked with a move to Real Madrid for ages in the media, 80 million. Immobile will be Liverpool, yeah, because Jurgen Klopp's came to watch our games, I know that. Edouard is being linked with a move away to some of the better Premier League clubs, and Arsenal and Tottenham apparently. And Ayer has been linked away to the Chinese League, I think that is. I'd actually take that move if they came in for him. But yeah, we're doing really well. I'm very happy with how things are going. I didn't expect we'd be doing this well. Only 1 season and a bit in with Lazio here, a Champions League semi-final under our belt, a league title, a cup title under our belt, a great squad filled with young talent. We're definitely going to go far. So, we've also got a Super Cup apparently in January. What is that? Is that the Italian Super Cup? I guess so. But I'll let you know how we get on. You're going to see us in the knockout stages next. Hopefully, we've made a few transfers. Maybe we've sorted out the Marcus Antonio situation. We've got plenty of money in the bank. One thing I should tell you, actually, people are complaining that I didn't loan any of the young players out. I keep some of these guys around for the odd cup game, like Novella, Armini, and Drecker. They're never going to be world superstars. They're already 20 plus years old, most of them. So I just want to keep them around the club for registration rules and the fact that they're actually decent options for cup games. But I did loan out, where is he, Raul Morrow, who is, of course, the best youngster that we had in our academy when the season started. He was valued at like £2 million. We sent him out to Udinese on loan, where he's played up front for them, 8 games, 5 goals, 1 assist, doing really well, and his value is shot up, and I think he's going to be a great striker for us in the future, which is what we've tried to train him into. He's got the pace, he's got the finishing. If we can just up his mentals a little bit, I think he'll be very useful. in that forward position. But there we go, guys. That'll be the end of today's episode. Thank you again for getting us to, or at least very close to, 3,000 subscribers by the time this comes out. Yeah, it really does mean a lot. Like the video if you did enjoy it, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Goodbye.